समित के साथ मेरा एक कंप्लेन है, मैं अभी बता रहा था विवेक को और पर्सी के साथ कि पर्सी ने मुझे चॉकलेट नहीं दिए और समित ने मुझे इंटीमेट सीन दिया ही नहीं। तो थलाइवा अकेला बूढ़ा, लाचार नहीं था, फैमिली थी, नो रोमांस, नो गाना,
बेचारा लुंगी पहना है फिर भी कोई इंटीमेट सीन।
एब्सोल्यूट।
Hello, Sunil and Vivek. My question is to you. Here, right? Yeah. Hi, Shama Bhagat here. Okay. A lot of films and series, are based on crime, and there's a lot of glorification of crime, and they're having the highest TRPs. So, what do you think attracts people towards such series or films that glorifies crime?
It's not about glorifying crime. It's about the kind of layering that happens, black and white and grey. You like to see all these colors. They blend very, very, very beautifully. And there are stories to tell. And it's not about one individual, Like Dharavi is not about one individual. It's about the family. You've seen Narcos, you love it. You love it because yes, it's intense. You want to understand ये दुनिया कैसी दुनिया है. लेकिन मेरा मानना है कि आज अगर आप धारावी देखो तो थलाइवा वो एक आदमी है जो 15-20 साल से धारावी के बीच, बंबई के बीचों बीच रहा है और पुलिस और फोर्सेस उन तक नहीं पहुंच पाई. ये सच्चाई है. वैसा ही आप देखोगे तो पुलिस उनके प्रॉब्लम्स. सो जब आप इन सबको एक साथ पीरते हो एंड यू लेयर इट ब्यूटिफुली, यू गेट टू सी अ लॉट मोर. देयर इज अ लॉट मोर इंटेंसिटी, देयर इज अ लॉट मोर scope for performances. I think that's what excites people, and that's what looks good, because that's a lot of people don't belong to that world and they want to know more about that world, and probably that's why it's interesting.
Shamaji, how are you? Very well, thank you. So I think, aside from what Anna said, I feel that in the narrative of Dharavi Bank, what has been very well achieved is कि एक तरफ जो सिनेमा है, it imitates life. तो ऐसे लोग रहे हैं, ऐसे कैरेक्टर्स रहे हैं, तलेवन जैसे ऐसी सिचुएशंस रही हैं, ऐसे गढ़ बने हैं. That has been represented. But why do you see only glorification of crime? You should also see the glorification of the Mumbai police force. You should see Jayant Gavaskar representing that man, determined man in uniform, willing to go to any length, give up anything for sacrificing anything to achieve his justice, right? To achieve that end goal of justice. So I think there's a balance in the narrative. I think there's a balance. There is this one larger than life character, and then there's one guy in a uniform who has just made up his mind. And this is something that we've seen in real life also. We've seen this happen in real life time and time again. So I think Dharavi Bank, unlike the glorification of crime story, is a very interesting, very realistic and balanced storytelling.
Hi, this is Komal Panchal from Indian Express. I have a follow-up question for what Shamaji asked. It's for Sunil sir and Vivek, both of you. While, of course, I saw the first episode. And this is a kind of a trend where, with a lot of OTT, there is this glorification of violence. I'm not only calling it crime. And the first episode opens with someone chopping a human body. So, it's kind of, it does impact society in a very big way. So I want to understand from both of you how you look at glorification of violence on OTT content.
I think we both answered the same question. Somewhere down the line, it's not about glorification, like Vivek said. In the first question, the answer was very generic. But if you talk about Dharavi, you'll see the entire reasoning. You'll see what the Mumbai police wants to achieve. You'll see how Thalaiva himself, for him, his family, his people mean a hell of a lot to him. Probably what he's gone through in his life is something that, he looks at it from that point of view. So there's definitely no glorification. There is definitely a balance in everything that has been shown. And somewhere down the line, like Vivek said, it's real life too. And there's a lot of that is being shown.
Justification of it
No, I mean, I'd like to answer it in this way that you're from the news media. We've seen time and time again all over the world that there are people who became killers and serial killers or, did really violent things just so that they could be carried by the news media. Would you categorize that as glorification of violence? So it's just a representative of a representation in terms of what society actually is. And you're doing your job as the media to put that across, right? You're reporting it. Same way, we're trying to bring a mirror to society on screen. Is there no violence in our society? There is, right? So I think you can't sanitize cinema for saying that, oh no, there should be a moral code. I think if the moral code starts, then it has to be applied even to media. Then you can't show any crimes on TV. Why are you reporting it? Why is the headlines not a retired army officer donating his entire pension for educating kids? But the headlines are about a man chopping, his live-in partner into pieces. Why is that? So it's the same reason.
No, and I guess you have to see the entire 10 episodes to decide whether it's glorifying it or not. I think that's what needs to be seen. You've just seen the first episode, and you put this question forward, which is very, very good. But I think you need to see the entire series to really understand what this world is all about, whether it's the police or Thalaiva's family.
Hi, this is Nisha from bestmediainfo.com. My question is for Mr. Gautam. There have been, crime-based shows made before. So and they have been successful. So do you think this genre is an audience favorite when it comes to the OTT space especially?
Yeah, to be honest with you, if you understand, there are, three ecosystems, yeah? Small little advertising, 30 seconds, thousands of episodes on television, cinema, and then there is OTT. The reason why crime is so big, right, is that none of the other mediums of entertainment, including short video format, gives that need state. Audience has got a need state of escapism, right? Most of the audiences don't live in Dharavi. Most of the audiences have never experienced Dharavi. Most of the audiences across India will have they don't have a point of view on Dharavi yet. But post watching this show, I'm sure they'll have a point of view. They'll have a understanding. By the way, OTT platform, it's not about glorification at all. I just want to add to it. It's more representation, right? We don't sit down in a room and say, okay, let's do this or let's do that. Does it represent the story? Does it represent it? Does it move it forward, right? Does it create scare for a very serious person or a character like Thalaivan? And only then do we actually land up doing something around it, right? But yes, if you ask me if the question being for crime, yeah, the need state exists with the audience massively. The need state is not satisfied by any other medium, which is why most OTTs are slightly over-indexed on crime. That's true.